Hi, welcome to the Premier Life Signings. We have the very special guest today, the greatest of all time, Mr. Jerry Rice, wide receiver from the Niners, as well as an accomplished author who is here with his latest book out called America's Game, the NFL at 100, which is available at premiercollectibles.com/Jerry Rice. And what we're going to do today for a little bit, Jerry, is you're going to sign some books for wonderful people who have already purchased.
Really?
And answer some of their questions.
Okay.
And kind of do a little Q&A/signing here for the people virtually. And I'm Ariane, and Jerry and I go way back. Many years from NFL days, and then we worked together on campaigns, so very happy I could be here to do this with you.
It's really nice having you, and I'm really looking forward to this. This should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes. So we're going to get started with our first question from Mitchell. Take these on and off. Okay. You are infamous for your incredibly intense workouts. Many have come to work out with you back in the day. Any athlete ever give you a run for your money that surprised you?
Any athlete, I would say Terrell Owens and also Barry Sanders.
Oh.
Yeah, they would come in do the infamous hill
The hill,
with me.
I was going to say.
2.5 miles up, then you had to run down, and a lot of guys didn't realize that the last part is like 800 meters, and it's going to challenge you, and it's really going to test your body.
Can you still do it?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
I can, and I think that was a big part of my regiment back in the day, and I'm always looking forward to challenging myself, and that's why I also have done this book, the NFL at 100.
I was going to ask you, is there any similarity for training? When you work so hard, you train so hard. It's one of the lessons I've taken away from you the most in getting to know you is no one outworks you.
Right.
And you kind of taught me that. Don't let anyone outwork you in a room. But so is there any kind of similarity when you prep for a game for training in that as it was to sit down and kind of research and write this book?
Yeah, it's a lot of work that goes into it, and you got to make a lot of contacts. You got to, call people. You got to talk to them, and I think we have put out a book that's very educational about the game that I really love and the game that I played for over 20 years. And I think when they read this book, they're going to hear stories, and they're not going to want to put it down. The history, and one example is Lombardi, the type of coach.
Yeah.
I played for the greatest coach ever, Bill Walsh. But what would it have been like to play for Lombardi? The greatest quarterback, Joe Montana. Johnny Unitas, the freedom, the fearsome foursome of the Rams. And I remember Mel Olson for that. Then the Purple People Eater, like the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
And Alan Page, all of those guys. So it's like there's so much, history, and people don't realize too that the Great Depression, World War II, football had to survive that. So there's a lot of stories, and I'm just glad to be a part of it.
It's great. It's like I said, I found especially the history that you uncovered that I worked at the league for years. I didn't even know about the history of it, so it's great. Let's go here. What is your favorite Super Bowl memory?
My favorite Super Bowl memory, Super Bowl 23, the final drive. Joe coming into the huddle, squatting down. We running the 2-minute drill. At that time, you call 2 plays. And you have to be really precise on everything because one mistake and the ball game is over. And for us to move the ball all the way downfield and win that Super Bowl when everything was on the line, we came together as one heartbeat, and we were able to win that Super Bowl.
Great feeling.
Yes.
You start signing too.
Okay.
How does it, another Super Bowl from, sorry I'm not saying the names, Kale. What does it feel like walking on the field for the start of a Super Bowl? Can you try to put it in some explanation for those of us who will never know what that is?
Well, this is what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, just being a part of it and everything that goes into it, knowing that this is what you work for, all the sweat, all the tears. And I remember before Super Bowl 23 not being able to sleep all night, just playing the game over and over in my head, because you have to visualize what's going to happen. And we always got the first 15 plays. And I knew my opportunities that would be in that football game. So then to actually walk on the field, you have to really control your emotions because you don't want to, you don't want to expend too much energy. So just being able to do that, but then when that ball is kicked off, you play football. And that's, it's just like being a little kid all over again. You playing the game of football, the game that you have played for your entire life, and just knowing that, hey, it's a Super Bowl, but you got to do everything possible to help your team to win.
You talk about that a lot, visualization.
Oh, yes.
So you do that. Do you do that in all walks of your life? Is it something that, or I know for football, you've heard you say that a few times. You go through it in your mind before you go. You're almost as if before you have done.
Yeah, because I'm a thinker.
Yeah.
I'm a thinker. It's hard to turn my mind off at nighttime. When something is really big and it's something that's really dear to me, I'm gonna put the work in. And that's just like this book right here. It's the greatest game ever, and I'm just like a little kid when it comes to football, and to actually be able to step back in history and talk about all the guys who made this game so great, and watch them evolve.
Right.
And the innovation of football back in the old days, and to see where it's at
Where
right
it comes now.
Yes.
Right now. That's great. Anthony says, aside from your own physical ability, is there a teammate you can credit in helping you get separation?
Oh, all my teammates. I mean, because it's like even the guys that didn't play my position. The guys like the Ronnie Lotts, the Dwight Hicks, all of those guys. They helped me get prepared to be the best that I can be. Dwight Clark was exceptional with helping me running routes. Freddie, Freddie was the same way. He would help me to run routes. Also working out with Roger Craig, being able to take my my workout regimen to a whole different level. So all of those guys played a very important part, and also the coaches. They. I used to tell my coaches, I said, look, if you want me to do something a certain way, you can tell me. Because a lot of coaches come in, and when you have established yourself and been around a long time, they feel like, they stepping on eggshells a little bit if they tell you something. Okay. But I always open that door and say, hey, look, anything that you want me to do, or you see something that you want me to do better, tell me. Then, that's going to help me.
It's going to help you.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't forget, we're going to go to premiercollectibles.com/Jerry Rice to get this fabulous book of stories that he's doing. And we have from Matthew, what is the biggest change you have seen in the game since you retired?
The biggest change now, I would say is that you see more of the run pass option. I think the NFL, they tapered back to collegiate football because they wanted those players to be able to transition better once they came into the NFL. You see a lot of that in collegiate ball too. Back in the day, we had the West Coast offense. We tried to establish the run. Then we threw the ball downfield with play action. And we threw the ball actually really deep downfield. You're not seeing a lot of that right now.
Anymore.
Yeah, so it's a little different.
Audra asks, do you think the referees are under too much scrutiny these days?
They're under a lot of pressure. I would hate to be an official right now. Yeah, with all the rules and the regulations and all that. I feel sometimes that people criticize them, but
Tough job.
they have to control the game. if there's a play that's questionable or something like that, they have to go and watch the replay, which I feel like that takes away from the momentum of the game and stuff like that. I never saw a rule where now also if you think it was an interference and if the officials they didn't throw a flag, you can throw a flag and they can go back and review that. So it's really tough for them, but yeah, it's a little different.
Okay, Shane asks if you could pick any sport besides football to be a pro in, what would it be?
I would say golf.
Yeah, I should have known that
I
one.
love golf, and
I know you do.
Tiger Woods. I had the opportunity to run back into Tiger Woods. I ran into him when he was an amateur at Stanford. He wanted me to go out and play golf with him. I had just picked up a golf club and I couldn't hit the ball, so I told him, I said, "Look, Tiger, I can't torture you that way. I don't even know how to hit the ball right now."
Right.
So Riviera, we were doing an event there. He walked up to me and the first thing he said to me, "Do you remember you turned me down?"
Turned down playing Tiger.
You turned me
you're
down.
Jerry Rice.
I couldn't
You
hit,
can.
but I couldn't hit the ball at that time. But I'm sure down the road somewhere we'll get the opportunity.
You'll do it.
Yeah.
I know. And I know you don't like a cart.
No, I like to walk.
You walk your
I like
whole
to walk,
18
yes.
holes. I've walked some courses with him. He walks
Yes.
fast too.
Yeah.
Okay, Alec is asking, this is a good one, and I'm sure you speak about Bill often in this book, but what is your favorite memory of Bill Walsh?
Bill Walsh, he was a prankster.
Oh, really?
I mean, he was the type of coach that would do certain things, and we always thought we had we always thought we had the best group, the wide receivers, and we used to dress a certain way. So we used to always have tights on, have the sweet towel hanging.
Right in line with the stripe, I know.
Yeah, something written on it or something like that. The shoes all spatted and stuff like that. Bill Walsh walked into the locker room one day and he had on the tights, he had on the shoes,
I never thought.
and all of that. So he
great.
he was just that type of coach. He could be your best friend, he could be your worst enemy. So so you knew that he expected big things of you, and that you were going to do everything possible to work hard and to win football games and also win Super Bowls.
Do you think it was really integral that he was your coach to where your career went? You started somewhere else without him.
Bill was not only a coach for me; he was like a father to me. Because they were in New Orleans to play the Saints, and they had flown in, and it was that Saturday, and he was just flicking the channels, and he came across Mississippi Valley State University. And we had just played, that day off and stuff like that. And he noticed me running across the field, catching the ball, running from everyone. So once they came back, to the Bay Area,
Right.
he told his scouting department, we have to look at that Jerry Rice.
You knew.
So it was like, he took a chance by drafting me, and there was no way I was going to let him down.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, premiercollectibles.com /Jerry Rice. Get this book full of all of these great stories on the history, and I know Walsh is in there a lot.
And I write, when I sign my book, I want to make sure people are able to read my signature.
I know your signature is nice and big. It's not one of those where you have to say who signed that after. Okay, this is interesting. I don't even think I've ever asked this either or know this, but when did you first start wearing number 80, and is there any significance to the number, or was it just?
Well, my number in college, it was 88.
Okay.
But when I came into the league, Freddie Solomon,
Had it.
he had 88, and so I went to 80. And God, it's just like it just caught
You're
on.
synonymous
It just
with 80.
it just caught on, and I think when I see the number 80 jersey in the stands, still today when I see that, I said, wow. Or if I see someone walking down the street with the number 80 on, I just have to look like, wow, that's cool. I guess I did something okay.
I remember, I'm telling you a real quick story, when we took you to a Giant game and we were working together back in the day, and you walked on the field and you were initially nervous about the crowd reaction because you were the Niners,
Yes,
not the
exactly.
Giants, and the love that came at you And people, like, I remember, and it's so funny to me that you were so surprised by that, but that there's
Yeah,
80 jerseys everywhere, and no matter where you're going to go, they're going to love you.
You know, I have played here so many years, and it's like,
Beating
I know
us.
how the crowd can be
Beating
here.
us.
It can be very hostile. So I didn't know.
They know they love you.
I didn't really know
Respect.
what to expect, but you know, to hear them cheer for me and start calling my name, and I had people on the field that wanted to take pictures and stuff like that. You know, it's something I'll never forget.
Okay. Michael asks, Michael from Hawaii, all the way, do you wish that you could play now with the new rules favoring the offenses more?
Yeah, you know, because I still love the game.
Oh yeah.
You know, I
could still
even after playing over 20 years, you know, I just felt like that was my playground. Mm-hmm. That was my opportunity where I could really just bring so much joy to so many people. And you know, to see the players today, you know, I still support it 100%. And if I could get back on the football field, the weirdest thing is I could.
I saw
that's
somebody
scary.
posted something of you. You were at a game on the sideline,
Just catching balls.
still catching balls, like you were just out there. So I'm not. I wouldn't put money
That's
against
scary.
you going back out there and doing anything. So Kylie asks, this might be a tough one, but you might have it.
Yeah.
Which QB today would you have liked to play with? In this, I guess, current era.
Yeah,
I wanna ask
no
you that.
doubt. You know, Tom Brady,
Brady.
Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, but you know, Tom Brady and what he has accomplished, you know, was winning so many Super Bowls, and I think he was drafted in the 6th round
Yeah,
or something
he
like that,
was.
real late. But you know, he grabbed that opportunity, and he's just playing exceptional football right now.
Like you grabbed
Yeah,
the opportunity
yeah.
and went with it.
You got to take
What
advantage
about
of
from
it.
past era?
Oh, pass?
Past era, what would be a QB? Who would be a QB?
Oh, to my way before.
Way before, like early on.
Maybe
Maybe quarter one of your book. Pick one.
you know, like a Unitas or something
Yeah.
like that. God, so many
Wear
guys
the leather helmet.
with yeah. Even you know, like Terry Bradshaw,
Yeah.
those guys, and because the history is just so deep, and you know, so many great players, and you know, sitting at the Hall of Fame, you get a chance to look around and the appreciation. Like, oh my God, you know, like, and then, you know, you get a chance to rub up against one of the
these
legends or something like a
I
Jim
know.
Brown. You know, it's like I'm like a little kid in a candy store when I see all of those players that come before us, and, you know, and what they sacrifice and made the game what it is today. So this book is gonna, you know, just take everybody back to those old players.
That's great.
And,
Connect it
yeah,
all.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you're all connected. It's a brotherhood. Ryan wants to know, did you ever race Dion?
No, he was too fast.
He was too fast.
Yeah, he was way too fast. No, you know, Dion, we did great things during practice.
Yeah.
We made each other better.
That's right.
You know, by just challenging each other on the football field. So he got better, I got better, and when we brought Dion on, we had a certain standard that we lived by, and he committed to that, and he got better, and he was that additional piece that we needed to get back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we were able to win Super Bowl 29. Yeah.
And he's quite colorful.
Yes.
Let's see. Who do you think are the top 5 receivers in the NFL right now? That's from Anthony in New York. I know. Do you want me to? Too difficult to say. Tough, right? You said
my
5.
God.
At least they're not saying 1. There's some people want you to pick one player. I'm not going to do that to you.
I'll pick one. I know
Who
that.
can you think would be the greatest as you?
I got to give it to Larry Fitzgerald.
What a good guy.
I got
He's a
to
good
give it
guy,
to
too.
him because
Yeah.
Larry is second to me in yardage and receptions and what he brings to the game. He works hard. He's an ambassador.
Yep.
He makes his teammates better around him and all that. And then like a Julio Jones.
Yeah.
He's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He went down one. Brian from Kansas asks, who is the hardest cornerback you went up against?
Deion Sanders and Darryl Green.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because those guys, they were so fast.
So,
And when you got a fast defensive back like that, you got to come to the line of scrimmage with a plan. And that was something I always did. I would, the night before, I would be like in my room making moves.
trying to figure out where you're going.
Double move, triple move, and just getting into my route. Then once you get on the football field, you have done this over and over again. And I always wanted to be the aggressor. A lot of guys sit back and they just try to react, but I wanted to initiate, and I think I did a pretty good job of that.
I'd say.
Yeah,
I'd say
yeah,
you did a
yeah.
good job. Okay, again, pick up the book at premiercollectibles.com/Jerry Rice. I'm
Yes.
supposed to say backslash, but I feel like I like the slash. This is interesting. Larry from California. What is your favorite piece of memorabilia that you own from your playing days?
Oh my God! I have so much memorabilia. I mean, from my
imagine.
different uniforms
Right.
that I broke records in. I have footballs, and all of that. But I pretty much collected the memorabilia for my kids. It's not something I want to hold on to. I want to sell or something like that. But this is something I can give to my kids.
Yeah.
And say, hey, look. Plus, my kids, they had the opportunity to grow and watch me play.
Which is great.
So yeah, just the memorabilia for them.
That's awesome. Okay. So, what are your thoughts about the 2019 perfect season for right now, the undefeated Niners? What are you thinking? Can they go all the way undefeated?
I really don't want them to go all the way.
You don't.
No, I want them to lose one.
It's good.
Because that's going to bring them back to reality. Because the thing is, there's so much pressure about going the entire season. I think Miami Dolphins, they were the only team that pretty much did that. And then, the Patriots also, but then they lost the Super Bowl.
They lost to the Giants.
Right,
just saying.
right, exactly.
My
So
New York football
you
Giants.
might just want to lose one where you can refocus.
That's not the one you want to lose.
Yeah, no, that's
So
no.
You should lose one before.
You want to lose one way before the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So, they're having a good season right now. They just got to continue playing each game, giving the teams respect, and just try to get better as a group.
It's got to be fun, though, for you
It's
to
fun to
see
see.
them do well. They've had some...
It's really fun to
downtime.
see.
It's
You
great.
see a defense, and I believe you always have won championships with defense. We have a legitimate defense right now. We're able to slow some teams down. We got some horses on that defensive line that's going to put pressure on the opposing quarterback. Then we got a secondary that's pretty much starting to complement that defensive
yeah.
line now. Then offensive-wise, we got 4 running backs that can run the ball. We got a quarterback that's making good decisions on the football field, and we got receivers outside. And I think everything on offense goes through George Kittle and also Jimmy G.
Right.
And when Kittle is on, I think the guys, they feed off his emotion.
Yep.
And he's a beast on that football field. Now he's like slapping people around, doing everything, and he's having fun.
That's great.
It's good to see.
Yeah. Okay. Jonathan asks, when you were preparing for games, did you have any superstitions or pre-game rituals that you never told anyone?
I had way too many.
No, so we're
I
not sharing.
had way too many.
Tell us one.
Well, one for
that
me,
we thought might be. What's a unique one?
my uniform.
Well, you were meticulous with your
Yes.
uniform.
I had to lay my uniform out. my jersey had to fit a certain way. My pants had to fit a certain way. I had to have new socks. I have to have new shoes.
Oh, you were...
A lot of guys, a lot of guys, they don't want to break new shoes in.
You every time?
They want to break the shoes in like during the week.
Right.
But I needed a new pair every ball game.
On game day.
On game day.
Oh man.
New pair, and when I put my uniform on, it had to fit a certain way because I believe if you look a certain way, you're gonna play well. So everything had to be tucked in. It had to be perfect.
You gotta look the
But
part.
now, once you put that uniform on, it's time to go play.
Yep.
And I just felt like when I ran onto that football field, and the fans started cheering, that energy, it just it brought out the best in me. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a fun thing
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
Called 22 questions in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes?
Don't worry, I don't know that they're timing it. The clock is on.
No.
Okay, where were you born?
I was born in Crawford, Mississippi.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Denzel Washington.
I was gonna say Denzel. What was your first job?
Working with my father.
Doing?
He was a bricklayer, and I was a helper.
That's great. What is your biggest fear?
Failure.
Of course. Who makes you laugh the most?
Who makes me laugh the most? That's a good one.
The Canadians.
You know what? I think I laugh at myself.
There you go,
I really
self-aware. Make yourself laugh. What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
Some orange juice.
Orange juice, great. What is the last concert you went to?
Oh, I haven't gone to one in a long time.
Well done.
But I remember going to Janet Jackson.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, Control.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who is the most interesting person you met recently? I guess if someone new that you've met. It was interesting. Anyone? I don't know. Nobody?
That I met
You must
lately.
meet a lot of interesting
Yeah, I have met a lot of people.
No? Do you want me to skip?
I'll tell you someone that I really want to meet.
Okay.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
I want to meet him because of the movie The Greatest Showman.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I watched that over and over again.
You kind of are the greatest
Yeah.
showman on the field. I think you two have something in common. What is your middle name?
Lee.
What is your biggest pet peeve? Not working.
My biggest, I would say, always trying to be the best I can be.
That's a pet peeve?
Yeah.
Because you need to give yourself a break.
I can't do that.
No, you can't always. Not even you. The last book you read, need we ask? Well, you
This
wrote
one
it,
right here.
so I don't know if you read it.
The NFL 100.
Did you count this
At
one?
100.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite hobby?
I would say golf, but golf is frustrating. I would still have to say golf.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Mimosa Sunday, and also, I like ice cream. Yeah.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Not that I know
Not
of.
that you know of. We'll ask Fish. This is odd. What color is your toothbrush?
It's white.
Okay,
It's
white.
white. Yeah.
What is your secret snack? You're such a healthy eater. Do you have like a little secret snack?
Yeah, I like chips. I like chips. I like corn nuts. Yeah.
All right.
So I like to have fun.
Good. Do you have any, how do you take your coffee? Sorry, I got lost.
I used to drink coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore.
What's the last movie you saw in the movie theater? Not at home. Did you go to the
I
movie theater?
seldom go to theaters.
All right, then what's the last movie you saw?
Probably The Greatest
The
Showman.
Greatest Showman. What is the last gift you gave your wife a wedding?
I gave her, I gave her a wedding and a ring and everything.
Yeah, that was a lot of gifts.
In my heart.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Okay. What cause is dear to your heart? Charity cause.
God, like 49er Foundation.
Yeah.
God, there's so many. Steve and I, we have one where we do something for the kids over in Palo Alto. We help to build
the school,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Miners Academy or something.
Yeah,
Is that the school I've been to.
Yes.
It's great. What is number one on your bucket list? What have you not done still?
I want to travel overseas where golf originated and play those courses.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
You should.
yeah.
Make sure that happens. Well, and this might be the same. Where do you want to go that you've never been? So I guess it
Yeah,
might be the same.
yeah. Eventually, I'm gonna start. You know, I'm such a workaholic,
I know you are.
and I spend a lot of time working on my brand. But eventually, I'm gonna start traveling a little bit.
Tell Sasha to
Yeah, I
lighten
know.
up on
She's a
you.
workaholic too.
She's a workaholic too.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, you go to premiercollectibles.com/Jerry Rice. Get this wonderful book. That is just an incredible, comprehensive history of this wonderful game that I also love as well. And I mean, the NFL is so lucky to have you as an ambassador, Mr. Jerry Rice,
Well,
going out
thank
there
you.
and putting
Thank
this
you.
all out there. Let me ask you this one question, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
What do you want your legacy to be?
That I just gave 100%. I played a game that I love. It's not about the records and all that. It's not about all the Super Bowls, but that I always gave 100% when I stepped on the field.
So you. Lamb wants to know if you keep in touch. I know you keep in touch
Yeah.
with Joe Montana and Steve too. You see
Yeah.
them
I
all.
still see those guys
You see all the
around.
guys from
Joe was at
crew.
he was at my wedding. Steve couldn't attend because he has something going on with his son, and then he also had Monday Night Football.
Right.
But Joe was at my wedding, and he was dancing around, having a good time.
That's awesome.
Brought back a lot of memories.
What was the most surprising fact that you found to you while you were putting and compiling this book together? I mean, there's so much history in here, but what were you surprised about as you were researching about the game?
Well, I would say blacks. How
Yeah.
difficult it was to get into the NFL. I think, we had Fitz Pollard and Bob Marshall. They were the first two. Kenny Washington, I think he was the first one. And now to see football, and you have black quarterbacks, you have black players and stuff like that, and we all just go out and just try to make this game the best game ever.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people identify with, Jackie Robertson. A lot of the kids today, Major League Baseball and all that. So, but those guys, they started everything for us.
Well, that wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to see one last question. This will be the last one, Jerry. You ready?
Uh-huh.
From Auburn, Massachusetts, Jonathan. What's your greatest accomplishment outside of football?
Oh, that would be my kids.
Your kids.
Oh, yeah, of
four great
course.
kids.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to end it on a nice family note.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. They all look really good and happy all together at the wedding.
Yeah, I just want my kids to spread their wings just a little bit more, to fly away from me.
Go away from that. Leave home?
Yeah, just fly,
Okay.
Well, as a dad, as a mom, you're always going to be there for your kids no matter what.
Right, no,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
Yeah.
Jerry. This
No,
was
thank
fun.
you.
I hope
No.
everyone goes and gets the book, premiercollectibles.com/Jerry Rice. America's Game. NFL at 100. Looks good for 100.
Yeah,
This
I
league,
I
right?
like it. I'm
It's
very
looking
proud
good.
of it.
It's
And
amazing.
the writer, Randy, Randy did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Randy Williams. And after we did 50 Years, 50 Moments, he just kept harassing me. And he said, hey, look, let's do another book. He said, let's do another book. And I'm like, no, that's okay. And he said, I challenge you.
Oh, that's all.
And
he knows
that's
how
all
to, he knows how to
and
get to
that's
Jerry
all he had
Rice.
to
Just
do.
challenge Jerry Rice to something.
Once he did that,
And he
I
might
said,
go
it's on, Randy.
He'll
Let's go do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
This was fun.
Yeah,
It's good
yes,
to catch up.
always.